We'll call this meeting to order for the Douglas County Board of Commissioners for Douglas County, Nebraska for Tuesday, August 26, 2025. Please note that a copy of the Open Meetings Act is located on the north wall of the Legislative Chamber alongside an automatic external defibrillator. Please stand for the pledge. First item of business is the Douglas County Board of Equalization. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Kavanaugh is absent. Commissioner Fahey. Present. Commissioner Friend. Here. Commissioner Morgan. Here. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Here. First, we have items A and B. A being the approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held Tuesday, August 19th, 2025, and B, a call for a meeting on set Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, as date for hearing on certified assessment corrections reflecting the addition of omitted property to the tax rolls or increased value on property. Do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Rogers, second by Morgan. Please vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Next, we have various protests, items C through K of homestead exemptions at different residencies or locations. Ms. Goodwillie, do you want to give us an overview one by one or maybe big picture of all of them?
Let me, Mike Goodwillie, Douglas County Assessor's Office. Let me give you sort of a bird's eye view of it, and then I can walk through them either, one by one and you can vote, or I can go all the way through and then you can decide how you want to take them up. It's fine with me. In 2025, we have gotten in excess of 15,400 homestead applications, which is a significant increase of 15% over even 2 years ago. There is a time frame for homesteads. The applications need to be filed between February 1 and June 30. There is a short late filing window for people that have not been late before of July 20. The applications need to be complete by those deadlines to be considered on time. And we have to provide the applications to the Department of Revenue by the early part of August because they review the income piece. So there are some time pressures throughout. And of these protests, many of them at the time they applied were missing information. So for example, if your property's in a trust, there are some aspects of the trust that need to be in play that we ask for. There needs to be income statements for certain classes, and those need to be provided. And when that happens, when we get an application that's incomplete, we reach out either by phone call or by letter to try and get that information. But for some of these, the time had come where we had to decide and we still hadn't received them. I will note as I go through these that with some of the protests, the applicants did provide with the protest the information that we had been asking for. And so the information is there, it's just late. Let's start with some of the individual protests. Who's up first? Obradovich, I think, is the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. This one was denied because the application was in the disabled class, and the disabled class for homestead for non-veterans is fairly narrow and focuses on permanent physical disability and having lost mobility that precludes locomotion without the use of mechanical aid or prosthesis, a permanent partial disability of both arms in excess of 75%, or amputations of both arms. When people file for disability under this class, there is a certification of disability from the healthcare provider that we ask for that is required. And in Ms. Obradovich's case, Kim, can you help me with this? Can someone help me with this, with the overhead?
Yes, raise it up.
What's it? Okay, raise it up. Beautiful. Okay. Do I go? All right. So this is the form. All right. So this is the disability form that came in for Ms. Obradovich with her 2025 application seeking disability status. And if you look down here at the bottom, her healthcare provider indicated that the applicant does not meet the qualifications for disability under the Homestead Act. Now, I think with her protest, Ms. Obradovich provided a letter that goes back a ways from the Social Security Administration that declared her disabled. What I will say is the disability status for Social Security and the disability status for Homestead differ. So the information that we had available to us with Ms. Obradovich's application was her health care provider telling us she did not qualify. We also looked at the application to see if there are other ways that she might have qualified, but she's not yet 65 and she doesn't fit any of the veterans categories. So that's why we sent the rejection out.
All right, any questions on item C under protest? Commissioner Borgerson?
Thank you. I'm just curious, when you say that the disabilities for Homestead and Social Security differ,
Sure.
okay, is there a really short reason or explanation as to what those are?
The legislature just chose to describe disabled in a relatively narrow way that tends to revolve locomotion and the use of one's arms. I don't know why they did that. There's some folklore that has been passed down to me from when the Homestead Act was being first promulgated, that initially it included, for example, people who were blind. Mm-hmm. And the American Federation for the Blind marched down to the legislature and said, we are not disabled. Yeah. We don't want to be lumped in like that. Yeah. So I don't know why the legislature chose to designate disability the way they chose to designate it, but that's what they did.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and remind me, hypothetically, if we don't override the rejection and choose to let it be, do we still got to vote on it, or do we just let it be?
Danish, Douglas County Clerk. Yes, we need to take action either way, even if it's upholding the rejection.
Okay. Given the information we've received, what is the will of the board?
Are they here?
Is the Miss Lori Abradovich here? Oh, sorry, I did not see you there. Come on up.
Yeah, absolutely.
For one thing, I have a new doctor.
Miss, could you please state your name for the record?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Lori Obradovich.
Okay.
I have a new doctor who is actually just a PA, but she goes by doctor. So she hasn't been with me for long through all of my brace prescriptions and everything. And she based this on the fact that she doesn't see me in my braces when I come to visit her. This is my back brace. I'm wearing my knee brace. They're all prescription. I have ankle braces. I have thumb splints that no longer fit due to arthritis. But I have been advised by every physical therapist I have ever gone to not wear any of my braces unless I absolutely have to, because it will continue to degenerate my joints. I have a lot of paper. I have an advocacy letter. I have a list of things I used to be able to do that I cannot do. I have previous homestead exemption notifications. I have the original notification from my previous doctor signing me up for homestead. And the biggest issue is I'm told not to wear my braces. The only reason I have my knee brace on today is I didn't know how far I'd have to walk. Ankle braces you can't wear with shoes, so they're kind of useless. My back brace I use if I have to lift anything more than 20 pounds. So I guess that's the basis of it. Is I have a doctor who doesn't know me very well. She's not even technically a doctor. I guess she goes by doctor. But And she says, you don't wear your brace into my office visits. And I said, I don't need it to go from the garage to your office. And I've been advised not to wear it unless I absolutely have to. So that's the reason that I don't wear my braces all the time, is the physical therapists, and I've been to many of them, recommend that I don't. So, thank you.
Thank you. We'll take some more questions. Commissioner Friend?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Obradovich, so you're not driving at all, right?
I cannot drive at night. In fact, if I try to drive, even if I get a ride at night, I have to take medication for motion sickness. My eyesight's gotten so bad I cannot drive at night. I can drive during the day.
And just so we're clear, have you, and maybe it's a question for Mr. Goodwillie, have you received, I didn't see in here, have you received the exemption previously for the?
Many years, yes.
Okay, I didn't see that.
I have some copies of the
So,
postcards I received that exempted me.
okay, good information. Mike, would this create a problem moving forward as long as the paper? I mean, you said that there's a discrepancy between state law and what we're trying to implement. Would this create a discrepancy moving forward? And if it would, could the discrepancy be mitigated by anything that Ms. Obradovich could do going forward?
Well, all right. There's a couple of pieces to this, and let me try and deconstruct it. The homestead requirements for disability are significantly less, as I've mentioned, than for Social Security. And they all focus around locomotion and using mechanical aids and things like that. It may be in the past that Ms. Obradovich's doctor has signed off on having the requisite disabilities, but that's an annual, that form is an annual requirement. And so what we got this year suddenly said she didn't qualify. So if everything she says is true, if she can't get around in any significant way without mechanical help, which is what I'm hearing her say, then she would qualify. And had her doctor or health practitioner had checked one of the boxes saying she qualifies, we would not be here. So we're here at least in part because of the nature of the manner in which her healthcare practitioner characterized her disability. I suppose if you want to use this information as supplement to what her healthcare provider said, you're certainly free to do that. I don't know how revenue is going to treat this, but nonetheless, there's some additional information that Ms. Obradovich has provided that we didn't have when we had to process the application.
And I should say my other doctor retired. That's why I don't have him anymore.
Okay.
And I have copies of, like I said, a number of things that might help.
If you want to share
The-
them, I'll just
the-
add them to
the
what
final-
we sent to revenue.
Should we give them to you then?
The final point I wanted to make, I guess I'm jumping to a conclusion here, but I think we'd need to have our ducks in a row next year. I mean, if we could.
I could,
We'd need to have all of this stuff appropriately set out and designed going forward. So maybe a doctor could have the missing pieces in place so that this doesn't happen again, right? I mean,
well, I'm essentially going to look for a different doctor, but
Well,
I did
yeah.
ask my orthopedist if he would sign off on it, because he's issued me a secondary knee brace because I wore the first one out. And he said he doesn't do that.
okay, all right.
So, and he's recommended a knee replacement also.
Okay. Thank you for the information. Thanks for coming down.
Yes, and thank you all very much, and thank you.
Yeah, we'll add this to the file that we
Thank
send
you
out.
so much.
Sure.
Thank you. There are a few more questions. We'll go to Commissioner Borgeson.
Yes, one of the questions I was going to ask is more information on the previous exemptions. How many years did you have the exemptions? 3 years, 2 years, 5 years?
More, I would say.
More than 5.
Closer to 10.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Borgeson, if I'm, well,
Okay.
just,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, we can't talk. I'm
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. But you gave me my answers. Oh, okay. So I guess, again, I mean, I understand the dilemma with the doctor checking a box, but if you look at historical information and the length of time that someone's been on the disability and still currently has those issues, then I would be more inclined to continue to grant the exemption. I don't know if you want that as a motion.
I'll take that motion in 1 second. Mr. Clerk has a quick comment.
No, Commissioner Borges, I wasn't trying to stop you from talking or getting the answer. I was just going to say, according to the Treasurer's website, it goes back 6 years, and they've gotten the exemption at least going back to 2019. So,
2019, okay.
and sounds like even longer, but for sure I can tell you at least going back to 2019.
19, thank you. Okay, so anyway, that's my motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Borgeson to grant the homestead exemption, second by Friend. Any final comments or questions?
Larry Storr, 5015 Lafayette Avenue, Omaha, 68132. I think you're about to go ahead and approve it. But, you know, I find it very strange that the process for a citizen to get help from the county government for slight problems such as this is really a burdensome on the taxpayers to pay for this. You know, you work for us. We pay the taxes all this time. This lady's probably had exemptions for the same thing before. We should not have to come back every year and get on our hands and knees to plead with you to help us correct a slight error one day after we were declared deficient for information or whatever. It's a slight problem. Can we not get a little help from our own government? This is ridiculous, folks. You're wasting a lot of taxpayer money to do this. Other people come down here and get hands out very easily for just asking. Why cannot a citizen that's been paying taxes all those years get a little bit of help from you without it being blamed on the state government for one reason or another? I don't think Mr. Goodwill is a practicing lawyer, but he's the one that denies it. Go figure.
As a point of clarification, Mr. Assessor, is the annual recertification required by state law?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an annual application requirement, and when you seek disability status, the disability form from the healthcare provider is required.
Good. A good point to bring up with our state senators if that's something we want to revise. Going back to the motion, anybody else comment or question? Commissioner Borgeson?
Oh, sorry, I was just going to comment that that's the law. That's the law in front of us today. And if we want it other than an annual check, the legislature has to change it.
Very good. Thank you. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll vote.
Motion passes 6-0. And if I may, Mr. Chair, and Mr. Goodwill kind of touched on this, but just for the property owner and all property owners, you know, the County Board of Equalization actually does not have the final say on this matter. It's the Department of Revenue. So they're putting forward an approval to the Department of Revenue, but the Department of Revenue also has to approve that. But you'll get a notice in the mail explaining today's action, and then just a note at the end that just kind of notifies you that the Department of Revenue has the final say on the matter. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Goodwill, we'll continue to go down the line, and if at any point a block of these just have like a similarity of like missing the deadline or something like that, let us know.
Sure.
Thanks.
I think the next one is Mr. Jelinek. He had been in Homestead for a number of years at his dwelling, including 2024. But in October of 24, he's moved into a nursing home and no longer lives in the house. The homestead statutes require owner occupancy between January 1 and August 15. And Mr. Jelinek has not evinced any intent to return. And in fact, in his protest, he indicated that they were going to sell the house. He wasn't ever going to live in it again. So, we sent the denial out basically because he doesn't meet the residency requirement.
Got it. Questions or comments on this one? If is anybody from the public here to speak on item D? If not, what is the will of the board? Motion by Borgeson, second by Rogers, to uphold the rejection of the homestead for item D. Any final questions? Otherwise, we'll vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. We'll go to item E.
Okay. Mr. DeGosta has not been in Homestead before. He did not provide a Form 458B, which is the disability form for 2025. And that's the year that we're talking about. He did apply in 24, provided a disability form, and the doctor in that instance told us that he did not meet any of the exemption qualifications for disability. So he did not receive Homestead in 24 or any prior years. Now, as part of his protest, Mr. DeGosta provided, and this was in August after the denial had been sent out, he provided a letter from a doctor at Methodist Health System that describes some conditions that we would require serious, but none of them relate to the three elements that would qualify for disability under the Homestead Act. There isn't anything that talks about his mobility. It doesn't talk about permanent partial disability of his arms. Nothing talks about amputations. It talks about having diabetes and COPD, but it doesn't say anything about his locomotion or any of those requirements. In any event, that's where we stood. We did not have anything from a healthcare provider at the time of his application that indicated that he had a disability that would qualify under Nebraska law.
Got it. Thank you, Mr. Goodwillie. Commissioner Borgeson?
I think on the doctors, also, when we talk about mobility, the part about the COPD requiring the inhalers, but also showing a lung function of 48%, which I think would impact his ability in terms of mobility. So that may be the reason why the doctor felt the disability was appropriate. So I would make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Borgeson. Second by Friend. We'll now debate the motion. Was there anything else on your end, Commissioner Borgeson?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Commissioner Friend.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I was going to add to that. Mike, thanks for the information here. Dr. Stevenson indicates, as Commissioner Borgeson pointed out, lung function at 48%. I, of course, am no doctor, but I can tell you that my guess would be, and we're not just talking about some inhalers at 48%, we're talking about a guy dragging may have some stuff sitting at home and maybe dragging this stuff around with him. That's why I seconded this. This is pretty serious stuff, I think. And he hasn't had it before, but I think we're to the point now where, I think this would make some sense. That's why I seconded this motion. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on item E, including anyone from the public? If not, there's a motion to approve the homestead exemption. We'll vote.
Yeah. Commissioners, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with I know you just voted, but I can't get the mouse to move right now, so can we do a voice vote on this? I apologize.
Okay.
Commissioner Borgeson?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Fahey? Yes. Commissioner Friend?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Rogers? Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That takes us to item F.
Okay. F is Ms. Meyer. This one's really simple. She's just a late file. She would have qualified had she filed on time.
Motion to approve the homestead exemption by Borgeson, second by Friend, I believe, for item F. Any comments or questions? If not, we'll vote.
And Mr. Chair, I apologize. I was having a sidebar with.
That's fine.
But what was it with the uphold or?
Motion to approve
Approve.
by Borgeson, second by Friend for item F.
All right. Mouse is working this time, so thank you. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That takes us to item G.
All right. Ms. Morrissey's property is in a trust. She did not provide any of the trust documents with the application. Properties can be in trust and qualify, but there are some very specific items that need to be in the trust. So we hadn't gotten that. We reached out to her to try and get it, but still hadn't received it at the time we had to decide. Subsequently, she has provided the trust information as part of her protest. Had she provided it at the time, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you, Mr. Goodvilly. I do believe Ms. Morrissey is here, or somebody who wants to speak on the matter. But first, let me go to Commissioner Borgeson.
I would just make a motion to approve the exemption since the information has been filed.
Motion to approve by Borgeson, second by Fahey. But would you still like to make a quick comment, or are you good? All right. We'll go to the vote if there's no other comments. Okay, let's vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Let's
Item
see.
H.
Yes, that's Zimmerman. There was no income statement with that application. If you file a request to extend your tax filing deadline, we can accept it, but we hadn't gotten an extension or an income statement, and so the application was incomplete. However, it appears that Mr. Zimmerman has subsequently provided that information. Had we gotten it timely, we would certainly have passed it on. We wouldn't have sent out the rejection notice.
There's a motion to approve the exemption for item H by Borgeson. Is there a second by Fahey? And we'll see if Mr. Zimmerman has a quick comment or not. Maybe not. Okay. Mr. Zimmerman,
I've got it.
did you have a comment or are you good? Okay. There's a motion to approve the exemption. We'll go ahead and vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That takes us to item I.
All right, the Valentines. The initial application came in, and what we had was LaWanda Valentine was the sole record owner that we had on title. Unfortunately, she wasn't old enough, didn't fit this over 65 category or any of the disabled categories. So there was an ownership issue. It turns out that she had gotten a deed of reconveyance that put her husband, who is old enough, on the deed, except it hadn't been filed. So she has subsequently filed the deed of reconveyance, has provided the information. Had this deed been on file at the time of review of the application, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you. Mr. Goodwillie. Motion to approve the homestead exemption for item I by Borgeson, second by Rogers. Any comments or questions? Otherwise, we'll vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That takes us to item J.
Yes, the Miodowski property is also in trust. We still haven't gotten any of the trust documents, and there were none attached to the protest. So as far as we know, it's in trust, but we don't know the specifics of what's in it and whether the trust qualifies.
Thank you. Commissioner Borgeson?
Thank you. Was the individual granted homestead in the past?
Yes.
I'd make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. For item J, the homestead exemption by Borgeson, second by Rogers. Was there anybody else that wanted to speak on this item? If not, we'll vote.
Motion passes 6-0.
That takes us to item K.
Yep. This is another one where there was missing information. The application was signed by a power of attorney, and there were several questions that were not answered on the application form at the time we had to decide. And so we sent out the rejection, and as part of the protest, the applicable documents have subsequently been provided.
Motion to approve the homestead exemption for item K by Borgeson, second by Rogers. Any final comments or questions? If not, we'll vote.
I'm sorry, Commissioners. I'm having trouble getting the computer. Let's do a quick voice vote. I apologize. Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Fahey. Commissioner Friend. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That completes the protests under equalization. We do have resolutions L through R in equalization, which we can take in block plus adjournment if desired.
Commissioners, I would suggest that with Resolution L, we would like to pull item 25109.
Yep. Noted, Mr. Assessor. It's been crossed off on the agenda, so I think we got that edit down
All
for
right,
you.
very good.
Yep. Motion to approve L through R resolutions plus adjournment by Rogers, second by Morgan. Was there anybody who wanted to speak on any of the resolutions under equalization?
Larry Shore, 5015 Lafayette Avenue, Omaha 68132. I am opposed to any exemption for Al Huda Islamic Center. We have taxpayers that are being rejected for certain exemptions or personal exemptions or homestead exemptions. Islamic Center is centers practice a form of politics, not religion.
Larry, I'm going to go ahead and stop you. We've heard your spiel before.
Excuse me, I don't
on
like
Islam.
to be interrupted. It's well proven.
Any nonprofit
that
can
Islam
claim
is a political system and not a religion.
exemption.
Okay, so it should not be getting
And religious
a tax
organizations
exemption
qualify.
based on religious principles.
So
Thank you.
your bias against Islam has been heard, doesn't need to be heard again. Any other comments or questions on resolutions? Otherwise, we'll vote.
We'll continue to do the voice vote. I'm sorry. Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Fahey. Commissioner Friend. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That completes equalization and takes us into Board of Commissioners meeting. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Kavanaugh is absent. Commissioner Fahey. Commissioner Friend. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Here. First item of business are items 1A and B. A being the approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held Tuesday, August 19th, 2025, and B being the approval of claims submitted for payment process through Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. Do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Rogers. Second by Friend. Please vote.
Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Fahey. Commissioner Friend. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That takes us into our consent agenda, items A through N under consent. Do I have a motion and a second for discussion? Motion by Rogers, second by Morgan. All right, we are now in consent agenda, all items. Any discussion?
Teresa, York County Attorney's Office. I would ask, if I may, could we lay over K1? K1, the resolution appears to be a duplicate of K2, and so I don't think we have the correct resolution in front of us for K1, so it might just be easier to lay it over rather than trying to redo the resolution on the fly.
Okay. If the board's okay with that, we'll go ahead and lay over K1 as recommended by council. All right. Any other comments or questions on consent? If not, we'll vote.
Commissioner Borgeson. Commissioner Fahey. Commissioner Friend. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. All right, now for some special guests who have been waiting patiently, we're going to get to our recognitions and proclamations. And I think I saw Election Commissioner Cruz back there. Item A under recognitions is a recognition recognizing 21 poll workers who will be inducted into the Douglas County Election Commission's Poll Worker Hall of Fame for serving a minimum of 20 years. And so, Commissioner Cruz, would you like to introduce the item?
Yes. Am I on? Oh,
I think so, yeah.
it's red, but, okay, good morning. Brian Cruz, Election Commissioner. Yes, so we're having our Poll Worker Hall of Fame tomorrow. I'd just like to start off this morning by introducing my deputy, Chris Carruthers, who I think pretty much everybody knows. Now where one goes, we both go pretty much as far as work goes. And we also have Dan. He's our newest employee. He started as a poll worker, became a temp worker, and worked the front counter at the general election last year, survived that. And so we had an opening for a permanent position because we had a promotion from within. He applied, we had many applicants, and so Dan's now in charge of our poll workers. So welcome, Dan.
Awesome.
So thanks for
Welcome.
coming down, guys. So I just have a few brief comments, and so first of all, you know, we're here to honor our poll workers, as you said, that have served at least 20 years. And tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 in our office, we will be having that ceremony. So I know Commissioner Borgeson and Commissioner Garcia are coming. If any of the rest of you are able to stop by, it'd be great to have you. The public's welcome as well. We've got about 50 folks coming already between inductees and guests at this point. I think most everybody knows where our office is by now, but we're at 122nd and Center in the Bel Air Plaza. You know, poll workers have answered the call through wars, scheduled elections, special elections, recall elections, unfortunately, and even the pandemic we saw in 2020. The presidential general in 2024 took about 3,000 poll workers at our 233 polling places. So again, we are honoring 21 individuals. We have more than 200 people in our Poll Worker Hall of Fame. But this year, we have an extraordinary individual, George Reed, who is with us. He has brought family from Omaha and from Boston, his daughters as well as his wife. And so George started as a poll worker in 1960 with President Kennedy. He has worked 65 years as an election worker and has never missed. And so, you know, we couldn't do it without folks like him. You know, our country will be 250 years old next year. And so he has worked almost more than a quarter of the elections that our nation has been around, if you think of it that way. And so he is just an exemplary individual. We wanted to honor him, and we will have more honors tomorrow. This afternoon, we're going to the city council meeting, and then tomorrow, Secretary Evnen will be there, as will all of you, and we'll have more honors tomorrow. So with that, I'm just going to invite George up. He can tell his story much better than I can because he's been doing this a lot longer than I have.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr.
Well,
Reed.
it's been a real pleasure working. I started when I was pretty young, 22, and I started off as a volunteer, and I kept going. We've had such really good election commissioners. I've sat under 14 of them now.
Wow.
And we've had ones like one with our current one and Dave Fitz prior to him. They've been a long time, 10 years for each one of them that I'm aware of. And I appreciate the city being able to back up the election commissioner because I see it from the bottom side where they help the election commissioner get into places, which is not always easy to make for polling places. But I appreciate everything you've done and your predecessors have done to make this really a very easy, really enjoyable job. We've been doing it twice a year now for a lot of years.
Yes.
And so it's only twice a year. So getting volunteers for it makes it a lot easier when people like you support it. So I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Yes.
And we were visiting earlier when his daughters were younger. It was a family affair. Apparently, they helped with some of the election stuff. When the election commission was here, they were saying they were helping their dad move boxes and different things down here, right? So it's been a family affair for them for many years. So if you would like to be a poll worker, I'll just make my pitch. You can go to our website, votedouglascounty.com, and go under the election worker tab and sign up to be a poll worker. We've got elections next year, so it's never too early to start volunteering. And again, election workers are the backbone of our democracy. I mean, my 14 permanent staff and all of our volunteers like George, we obviously could not have elections without them. So, and again, we do appreciate all of your support on the board. It means a lot to our office. So with that, I'll let us do whatever we do. I think, is there a resolution?
In a moment, we'll read the official resolution
Okay.
from the board. But first, let me go to Commissioner Borgeson.
Well, I was going to ask, Mr. Chair, did you want me to speak just on the first, or should I do both, since we've kind of combined?
Yeah, we kind of combined it at this point. Feel free to speak on both. Yeah.
Just do both? Okay, so, thank you. And I, too, wanted to thank all of the volunteers because, you know, our country is really dependent on volunteers for a lot of the work that we do in many, many areas, and our elections certainly are one of them. But Mr. Reed, that's quite an accomplishment and just a dedication of being a volunteer for that many years for the purpose of being there for people to to be able to do their right to vote, exercise their right to vote, is exemplary. So just thank you very much, and I look forward to celebrating with all of you tomorrow. And welcome to Douglas County. Coming from Boston, that's quite a jaunt. But also welcome to our new employee, and thank you both, Chris and Brian, for all the work, but especially Mr. Reed for his service to Douglas County.
Thank you, Commissioner Borgeson. Well, all right, motion to approve A and B by Borgeson, second by Rogers. And before we vote, I'll go ahead and read the official resolution here, specifically the one for Mr. Reed. This one says, whereas George Reed began his service to the democratic process and the Douglas County Election Commission in 1960, working his first election as a poll worker, and has not missed an election since that year. And whereas Mr. Reed has volunteered in more than 80 elections over the past 6 decades, becoming a trusted and steadfast presence in Douglas County elections. And whereas in 2010, Mr. Reed was inducted into the Poll Worker Hall of Fame as part of the inaugural group of poll workers in Douglas County to receive this honor. And whereas poll workers are essential to maintaining a healthy democracy and ensuring the integrity of the voting process in Douglas County, which mobilizes up to 3,000 poll workers for each county-wide election. And whereas Mr. Reed is recognized for his extensive knowledge, sense of commitment, and remarkable consistency, which have made him the bedrock of the volunteer program. And whereas in his current role as a district supervisor, Mr. Reed oversees multiple polling places, ensuring smooth operations on election days, resolving issues quickly, and providing guidance and support to election workers. And whereas at 86 years old, Mr. Reed continues to demonstrate an unwavering commitment to public service and has expressed no plans to retire from his duties, already looking ahead to his next election in May 2026. And whereas the citizens of Douglas County benefit significantly from his experience, dedication, and passion for ensuring safe, secure, accurate, and accessible elections. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Douglas County Board of Commissioners that this board proudly recognizes and honors George Reed for his decades of dedication to the democratic process and his unwavering commitment to the Douglas County Election Commission and the voters it serves. Dated the 26th day of August, 2025. So with that, we'll vote.
And this is for A and B, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Borgeson. Yes. Commissioner Fahey. Yes. Commissioner Friend. Yes. Commissioner Morgan. Yes. Commissioner Rogers. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. One more applause for Mr. Reed and all the poll workers. And if there's anybody here, oh, Jake is here yet. We'll take a quick picture.
I was a poll worker at about 64 or 5. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much. We'll go over here. Oh, we gonna, okay. How you been? We're working on it. I'll let you hold. Okay. Where are you taking the picture? Right here. All right, here we go. Smiles, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there you go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Do you want to take these ahead of time? Yeah, sure. I believe
Okay, great. Okay, yes. Well, my agent,
Thank you. And then will you bring the official proclamation tomorrow again? Does he get that?
Oh, I just handed it to him. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think you know where to find.
Oh, yeah, I sure do. Oh, there you go. Brian, oh, you want me in there? Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take those. Okay, thanks, Dan. There we go.
George has to stand next to the
I didn't want that you wouldn't have any other.
All done? Oh, we'll let you get on with your meeting.
Poll workers, and I did it 64 and 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, $2 an hour or something, and $1.75 an hour.
Yep.
So they.
That'd be like gawking in the background.
It's great.
All right. We'll go back to our recognitions and proclamations. We did have 2 recognitions under C and D for county employees who are retiring. C is for Felicia Murray, who worked for the Douglas County Department of Corrections for 21 years. And I think we will have some words to speak here shortly on that one. So let me go ahead and take these separately, and starting with C, to recognize Ms. Felicia Murray. First, Murray. Apologies, Murray. Director Myers and everyone, go ahead and come on down.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Myers, Director of Corrections for Douglas County. I wanted to come down here and recognize somebody who's been a big part of our department for over 21 years. And there's a lot of times that, we talk a lot about correctional officer staffing and the roles that correctional officers play, and for good reason. They're very important. But there are many other functions that are critical to the day-to-day operations of our department, and they should not be overlooked. And Felicia has been a dedicated employee, for over 2 decades in our records division. The records division handles everything from inventorying people's property, handling money on their accounts, processing bond payments to the tune of, I believe, probably over $10 million a year in bond payments get processed by our department every year. So they deserve their due as well, and we could not function as a department without what they do. And Felicia is a wonderful example of that department. So I was happy to be here today to celebrate her and recognizing her on her well-deserved retirement.
Thank you. Ms. Murray?
I'm just excited for the next chapter.
Very good. Thank you so much for 21 years of service to the citizens of Douglas County and all that you do at Corrections. So we do have an official resolution for you that we're going to go ahead and vote on in a second, but let me take some comments from Commissioner Borgerson.
Well, I was going to make a motion to approve, but to thank Ms. Murray for her service. Mike kind of said it. A lot of times we forget others that are working in our correction facility because they're not as visible, if you will. But you really are our hidden heroes in doing all of the background work. And for the number of years that you did it, we appreciate you and do wish you luck and good wishes, good health, lots of love and laughter on your retirement. Thank you.
Thank you. So we did have a motion by Borgerson, second by Fahey. Let me go ahead and read it into the record here as well. It says, whereas Douglas County, Nebraska recognizes that its employees are the county's most important asset and resource for providing quality services to the citizens of Douglas County. And whereas the county wishes to recognize Felicia Murray of the Douglas County Department of Corrections on her retirement and dedicated service of 21 years to Douglas County, Nebraska. Now, therefore, be it resolved by this Board of County Commissioners that the board recognizes Felicia Murray for her dedicated service to the citizens of Douglas County and thankfully presents this resolution as testimony thereof. Dated this 26th day of August, 2025, and we'll vote.
Commissioner Borgeson. Yes. Commissioner Fahey. Yes. Commissioner Friend. Yes. Commissioner Morgan. Yes. Commissioner Rogers. Yes. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
All right. Thank you. And we'll take a quick picture, yeah. All right, we'll continue here on our agenda. We also had a recognition for Miss Nancy Stennis, who worked for the Douglas County Health Center for 17 years. Do we have any representatives from Miss Stennis? I don't believe so. So we'll go ahead and also vote on this one. And motion by Borgeson, second by Rogers. And again, Miss Stennis, thank you for your service to the Douglas County citizens. Please vote.
Commissioner Borgeson. Yes. Commissioner Fahey. Yes. Commissioner Friend. Yes. Commissioner Morgan. Yes. Commissioner Rogers. Yes. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
All right. Last recognition is honoring Tony Martinez, a living World War II veteran and resident of the Douglas County Health Center, for her service to our country and community. Yesterday, we had a special recognition with Mr. Tony Martinez. He was there present at the health center while we had our Board of Trustees meeting at the health center. We got to meet him and thank him personally. We believe he's on Zoom today, so we'll go ahead and read the resolution here shortly. But first, let me go to Commissioner Friend.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And yes, hopefully Corporal Martinez is on Zoom, but I got a chance to meet with him yesterday, and it was pretty exciting. I don't know generally if people know. Tony was a soldier with the 1st Infantry Division in Europe. The nickname of the 1st Infantry is the Big Red One. It's the oldest. It's the oldest division in the United States Army, and it just so happens, some of you know this, my son is a first lieutenant at Fort Riley, and he's in the Big Red One, and he's an artillery officer. So Tony, he's a type of guy that used to just drive you crazy. I gave him your information, I gave him a picture, and I would imagine your stuff is flowing around Fort Riley right now. I don't know what the Army will do with it. Maybe they'll audit you. I'm not really sure. I just wanted to let you know that we really appreciate your service, and there's no way we can comprehend it, but I think I just wanted to give people a better understanding of what your division was like and high level what you guys accomplished. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Friend. We do have a resolution that tells his story in a concise manner, but it's quite powerful. So I will go ahead and read the resolution here honoring Mr. Tony Martinez. It says, whereas September 2nd, 2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the signing of the Instrument of Surrender, bringing a close to World War II. And whereas Douglas County, Nebraska wishes to honor and express gratitude to the veterans who served our nation during World War II. And whereas according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, as of 2025, there are approximately 250 World War II veterans living in Nebraska. Whereas one of those living World War II veterans happens to reside at the Douglas County Health Center, Mr. Tony Martinez. As of the date of this resolution, he is 101 years old, or 101 years young, Tony. Whereas Tony Martinez was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and was the youngest of 7 siblings. He attended South High School and participated in wrestling and Golden Gloves boxing. And whereas after high school, Tony Martinez started a career at the Swift packing plant in South Omaha. But shortly after starting at the Swift packing plant at the age of 19, he was drafted by the United States Army to fight for his country during World War II. And whereas Tony Martinez made the rank of corporal 6 months after being drafted, he went over to Europe on the Queen Elizabeth and spent 3 years on the continent during World War II, primarily with anti-aircraft artillery in the 1st Division of the Army. And whereas during his 3 years in Europe, Tony Martinez served on missions that took him to Scotland, England, France, Belgium, Holland, and Germany. And whereas once back in the United States, after his military service was completed, Tony Martinez purchased a 1941 yellow Chevrolet convertible and continued his career at the Swift packing plant, where he eventually retired. And whereas Tony Martinez became involved with the American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Affairs, providing support for other veterans in Douglas County and surrounding areas. And whereas in May 2025, Tony Martinez was honored by Nebraska Governor Pillen as part of the Governor's World War II Recognition Program, an initiative to recognize and honor Nebraska's living World War II veterans in commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And whereas during his residency at the Douglas County Health Center, Tony Martinez has had a positive impact on the residents and staff, consistently treating all with kindness and respect. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Douglas County, Nebraska, that this board hereby recognizes Tony Martinez for his selfless and outstanding service to the United States of America and to the residents of Douglas County, and thankfully presents this resolution as testimony thereof, dated the 26th day of August, 2025. Do I have a motion and a second to approve? Motion by Friend, second by Morgan. So we'll vote on the resolution here.
If I may, Mr.
Oh, go ahead,
Chair,
Mr. Clerk.
Just wanted to, these looked bigger when I first put them on this document, so hopefully the pictures show up better for people watching at home. But so Dan Esch, Douglas County Clerk. I was with Commissioner Borgeson when I first learned from Aaron Nelson that we had a World War II veteran living at the health center. And so, we were like, well, we really need to do something to recognize this gentleman. So over the summer, I got a chance to meet him, and I took my dad as a Vietnam veteran and my 2 nephews. Alex is the one on the right, wearing camouflage. He is, I'm quite confident he will be in some branch of the military when he's of age. He really enjoyed, Alex on the left, Max is on the right, Alex is on the left. But they both enjoyed meeting him. He's super nice, and that was so that's kind of where I gathered the information for the resolution. And then these are just photos from us presenting him the resolution yesterday at the health center, and it was a pretty cool moment. So I appreciate y'all doing this, and then just finally want to thank Aaron Nelson, Sherry Sparks, and Kimberly Skipper for helping us coordinate everything. They were a great help, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, for helping us put this together. And Tony, if you're listening, which I think you are, we do care, we honor you, and we thank you. And we'll vote on the resolution.
Commissioner Borgeson. Yes. Commissioner Fahey. Yes. Commissioner Friend. Yes. Commissioner Morgan.
Yes.
Commissioner Rogers? Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. With that, we're going to move on to our committees under Section 8 of the agenda. Under Finance, we have Budget Report as presented. Under Human Resources, we have the Weekly Personnel Report from Civil Service, also as presented. We do have a need for executive session today for the purposes of litigation, legal advice, and labor negotiations. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Motion by Morgan, second by Rogers to go into executive session. Please vote.
Commissioner Borgeson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey? Commissioner Friend? Commissioner Morgan? Commissioner Rogers? Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
The board will now go into executive session for the purposes of litigation, legal advice, and labor negotiations. Please keep in mind that we are on recess next week for Labor Day, and we'll see you the week after. Thank you.
All right, but I did get everything fixed, so we do have.
To pick up after all the kids.
Motion to reconvene and adjourn by Commissioner Borgeson, second by Commissioner Rogers. Motion passes 6-0. We are adjourned at 10:57 a.m.